Welcome back to the Self-Indulgent Series. I'm Christy Fury, and I want to start off by saying that I heard this saying, I think it was from Viola Davis. If it's not, okay, but I believe she said that you only owe two people in your lifetime anything, and that is your 8-year-old self and your 68-year-old self. That struck such a chord in me that reminded me so much of my 8-year-old self, how much she deserves to be protected and loved and cared for and have safety and security. And my 68-year-old self, I imagined how much she should be free and living a full embodiment of Christy, and I try to show up in the world as much as I can in both of those personas and versions of myself, the freedom and confidence and self-expression and wisdom of my 68-year-old self, as well as embodying the curiosity and excitement and the version of me that deserves protection and guidance and love and safety as my 8-year-old self. So one of the best ways to do that is through financial stability. I would say confidently that I've been on a journey for a year when it comes to building financial stability, but realistically, I've been trying this. I've been trying to understand financial literacy from the age of 16. Dare I say, living paycheck to paycheck is so anxiety inducing that I was forced to create a financial plan. I was forced to understand budgeting, build my income, and make a money system, a financial system that works for me. This is all of my experiences, all I've learned. I am really, really passionate about finance, even though I've just been learning from YouTube University, other content creators, and also reading a host of books, which I'll do a video on later. Disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. I want to start off by telling you where I'm at in my journey. This year, I made a conscious decision to build my dream life. And on that journey, I've realized in order to build my dream life, I need to build financial stability. I need to make sure I have income and be allowed to do the things I want to do. Let me give you some context. I am an actress. I graduated from drama school last year from Rose Bruford, and it was an amazing journey. I had to work my ass off to get into drama school. I paid for everything. I was originally at a private drama school, and that private drama school closed down. But when you go to a private drama school, it includes private drama school fees. So I had to come up with almost double the amount that my colleagues were paying in other drama schools to pay for this private drama school. And I was literally going to drama school Monday to Friday, and Saturday and Sunday I'm working. So I had no days off, 7 days a week. And after, when that drama school closed down, I went to just still a great drama school, Rose Bruford. But Rose Bruford is under UCAS, so I was able to have the normal pay that everyone else doesn't have. The government covered that student loan. That's my education side of things. I graduated with a first-class degree. I live at home with my parents, and I freelance across different industries. Presenting, acting, obviously, is my main focus, as well as any other creative jobs that come my way that I feel like I can do and I'm excited about. I also have a part-time job where I work typically 2 to 3 days a week, depending on how I feel. Sometimes I might just like take the week off if I've worked a lot. I also have a voice agent, so I'm a voice actress as well, so I get voice jobs. So I've had my first voice job. I got my voice agent this year, and that's basically been my journey. This year I would say is my first full year of being an adult, of experiencing everything that you can experience. Obviously I don't live alone, I live with my parents, but majority of the experiences I've had, they have basically been all this year. I have been building financial stability from nothing, and I absolutely believe I can get to my goal, which is financial freedom. But I will get into that in a second. Structure I've been following when it came to build financial stability, and the points I'm going to cover in this video will go like this. Number 1, I'm going to be talking about credit. Number 2, I'm going to be talking about income. And number 3, I'll be talking about savings and investments. And for everyone who sticks into the end, I'm going to give a 4th bonus point, which will be a surprise. I want to share this image, which is a pyramid outlining the path to wealth. You have 3 tiers. Tier 1, you have financial stability. Tier 2, you have financial independence. And Tier 3, which is at the top of the pyramid, you have financial freedom. I don't even know where I got this image from. It was from a financial creator, but I've had it on my phone for the longest, so I could not tell you. But it's helped me gain specificity in my language and goals when it comes to building financial freedom. Sometimes these terms are used interchangeably, and I like specificity. I like to know exactly what my goals are and clarity. On the bottom of this wealth path pyramid, we have financial stability, which is tier 1. It says having a stable and sufficient source of income that covers our needs. You are able to cover your expenses and may even have extra money left over. Now, tier 2, we have financial independence. Your passive income is able to cover your expenses, so you no longer need a job to live. Your assets heavy versus liabilities. And finally, we have financial freedom, which is at the top of the pyramid, and it's tier 3. It is living life entirely on your own terms, no longer bound to the financial and mental constraints of money. Others also equate this to location independence. I have been talking about financial stability. That's what we're discussing today. And I would say I am there. I am at the place where, having a sufficient and stable source of income that covers all of my needs and my bills. I do have that income. However, I still live at home with my parents. If I moved out, I would not be able to say that I have income that covers all of my bills. My goal is to move out. I really want to move out. I really want to have my own space. I want to have my own independence, and I definitely feel like I'm at that place in my life, and that's why my main focus right now is to build financial stability. But sometimes people use these terms interchangeably, so it's important to gain clarity on them, and so you can see where you are on your journey. So if you're watching this video, it's probably like you're on the financial stability side of this pyramid, just like me. Let's talk about credit. My notes are on my laptop, so I might be looking over here for a little bit, but the first thing is, what is credit? When I first started, I did not know how much credit affects your rent, your phone contracts, or even just being able to get a certain account. So I made sure I became very intentional once I found out the importance of credit. According to Google, credit refers to your record or reputation on how well you manage borrowing and repaying money in the past. It's basically how trustworthy you are as a borrower. So essentially, good credit gives you financial access versus bad credit gives you financial stress. When I was around, transitioning from a 16 plus account, because I had a 16 plus account in my bank, to wanting to get a normal current account, and they basically just didn't want to approve me because my credit was non-existent. So once I found out I needed to work on my credit, I did several things that helped me get my credit and also build my credit score to a place that is good. Now, I'm telling you, they're calling me. They want to give me stuff. When your credit's good, trust me, you don't have to worry. But if you're in a place where your credit's bad, you can absolutely come out of there. Out of everything that I did, this was probably the easiest thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. The first thing that I did was I started off with a beginner friendly credit card that basically the intention of it is to improve your credit score. For the life of me, I don't understand how people get cards like this and then make their credit score worse. The whole point of it is to use it intentionally and cautiously so you can build your credit. People recommend using less than 30%. I was using 1% of my credit allowance. Okay, I was not playing, as it's not my money. I personally cannot get to a place where I'm spending frivolously and I don't realize that this is not my money. So I'm very intentional when it comes to I'm intentional now when it comes to my credit use, but also I was intentional, like if I go shopping, I would buy one thing with my credit card and everything else I'll pay with my normal card because I know when to pay it back. That's basically the main 2 points. Get a credit card that will allow you to build your credit score, as well as using less than, I say 10%. Okay, if you want to be like me, use 1%. And also what I found as well, as you're using the card very well, they will increase your credit allowance and you're going to get gas, I didn't. The more money that they allowed me, the more I realized, oh my goodness, responsibility. And also I was like, I'm not going to overdo it. So don't. And the final thing on your credit, I would say, is be able to track and maintain your credit score. So I use Credit Karma and also Equifax, and there's Experian as well. Credit Karma gives you reports, like daily reports on the little fractional movements within your credit score. Like it registers everything and it'll give you notification immediately. So like if I do something today on my credit that affects my credit, by tomorrow I will have a notification on what's changed or where it's going, or just update me. Versus I feel like Equifax, and I can't really speak for Experian too tough, but like Equifax will give me an update like over a long period of time, like it will collate everything. So those micro movements is tracked by Credit Karma, in my opinion. That's what I've been able to notice. So I would say Credit Karma offers that, and it will also tell you what's high impact, what's low impact, and all of these things. Equifax does as well, but I just love the interface of Credit Karma. That's everything I focused on when it came to credit. It was very smooth sailing for me. I'm very responsible when it comes to like money and other people's money, because your credit card is not your money. So I really just, it was very intentional to utilize those credit cards to improve my credit score, because once my credit score came, it just gave me literally more access to more things. Number two, we want to focus on income. Income. Because I don't have a set salary, I knew I have to budget myself in a way that will allow me to be okay when those times were quiet, and it just gives you, again, peace of mind. One of the main points when it comes to budgeting is being able to track what comes in and what comes out. Your income and expenses is something that you need to have a hold on. I started tracking my expenses intentionally in around 2022. My God, I didn't know I was spending £600 on Ubers. I'm telling you, budgeting will be such a rude awakening. I'm a freelancer. I have a part-time job. I need to know what's happening to my money. Otherwise, I will just be struggling. And one of the best ways I've been able to budget and track my income is through Notion. Now, if you go in the description below, I have some delicious tools that I created and designed myself for you, which are Notion tools that are incredible when it comes to budgeting. Completely transform my budgeting. It's very cutesy and very girly for me. I need something that makes me motivated. I need something that looks good and is aesthetic. The more you budget, I'm telling you, you're gonna get addicted. Make plans for your money. Every penny that I have is planned out for. And if I don't know what I'm going to do with it, I put it into a pre-budget pot where it's like, okay, I have, let's say, £500 left over that I don't know where to put it. I've paid all my investments. I've paid all my bills. I've kind of allocated money for going out and having fun, and I just have £500 left over. I don't know what to do with it right now. I don't go and put that in my savings or investments straight away, because I typically know sometimes things can crop up, especially when you're a freelancer, especially when you're creative. So I put that in a pre-budget pot. But it's about creating a plan for your money, every single thing. And basically creating a plan for your money can only come once you've budgeted. So I would 100% advise you to go and get that budgeting tool from Notion, from me, in the description below. Next thing, I kind of touched on it already, which is the importance of basically making a plan for your money. And one of the ways I do this is having separate accounts for specific things. So I have a separate account where my income comes in, I have a business account, and I have another separate current account. So these three accounts are my main accounts that I use for different things, and it just allows me to stay organized. Some people can have everything come through one account. It confuses me. It's about having different accounts for different things and basically being able to allocate them. And bank accounts like Monzo have amazing pots that you can decorate and customize how you want, which I love to utilize. Last point when it comes to income, and I think this point is queen, which is build your income. Okay, turn your skills into income producing assets and qualities. So you can model. You can become a freelance presenter like me. If you're good at mentoring, if you're good at tutoring, if you have any skill under your sleeve, try and capitalize off of that, So I'm a freelancer. I have, various different things that I like to explore. I try my best to basically make those income producing skills as much as possible rather than just sitting on them. Even content creating is also a form of creating income. One of my mentors that I had, and he was a huge earner, and I remember complaining about money to him one time, and he was just kind of like, sometimes the answer is just make more money. I can't keep trying to budget my one set income if I want to grow. It's about allowing more streams of income into your life. Now, the third point we're going to get into, which is investing and saving. I will have to put this disclaimer again. I am not a financial advisor. Your capital is at risk, okay? I first started off by investing £10 into ETFs, and I'm very proud to now say that my portfolio has grown into the thousands. Long-term stability is paramount to think about, hence why I've made it an intention to talk about the importance of saving and investing. I love saving. I love it so much. I've been able to save because I live below my means. I live at home, yes. That's also an advantage, as well as I'm such a frugal babe. I will look at the best possible deals. It's not that I'm trying to be cheap, but I will look at the best possible deals. Obviously, quality over cheapness. Do you know what I mean? But I'm a frugal babe. Like, I'll just find the best ways to cut costs on things. I don't practice over consumerism. I'm not swayed by new trends and new things that come about. In fact, I look at them with skepticism a little bit. This year, I also decided to simplify my skincare routine and also look at how I could still look fabulous and glamorous, but being very careful on how I'm spending my money when it comes to my hairstyles and wigs in general. So that was basically a huge advantage for me to be able to save, because I feel like some of these things are habits, and the more you're likely to do them, the more easier it is for you to do, the harder it becomes to break these patterns, because you feel like you need a new wig this month. You feel like you need to get this thing. I don't. Do not put the cart before the wheel by deciding to invest before you have a few months of your expenses saved in a high yield savings account. Now, high yield savings account have absolutely changed the game for me. I wish I knew about high yield savings account when I was a teenager. Do I know if you can have a high yield savings account when you're a teenager? That's another question. There's no point of saving when your money is not beating the rate of inflation. I think a good high yield savings account, you're looking at the 4% and above, or 3.2% and above. But high yield savings account allow you, like I said, to beat the rate of inflation, which on average is about 3 to 4% a year. Now, it's better to have your money saved in a high yield savings account than just have it sitting around doing nothing and not growing, because it's actually depreciating. £6,000 in 2021 will not be the £6,000 in 2026. Okay, I've been seeing things go up and up and up. Right now, things aren't even just going up. They're keeping the prices the same, but they're reducing the quantity and quality of the products in the things that you're buying. Save 3 to 6 months of expenses. Even just 1 month of expenses is still good. You're still doing better than most people if you have, 1 to 6 months of expenses saved up. The goal is typically 6 months, then you're smashing it. 3 months is also great. And if you can only do 1 month, you're still good. Just keep at it and keep trying to build your emergency fund. Also utilize ISAs as well, and there's so many other ways of researching that, but I won't get into that now. I'm just giving the basics, okay? When it comes to savings and investments, I would suggest to automate it so that the money just comes out immediately when you get paid. So basically, that is the concept of paying yourself first. That's what they mean. When you take money out for yourself and your future, you contribute towards your savings and investments. Now I'm going to share what I invest. Again, I'm not a financial advisor and your capital is at risk. This is just what I do, and I just want to share with you guys. I'm going to look at my notes for this because I'm still a baby investor, please. I'm a baby investor. I invest in ETFs and in REITs through Trading 212. Now, ETFs are basically a basket of investments packaged in one fund, which allows for diversification, as well as it's a really easy entry. And my goal is to focus on long-term investments, so I don't typically move things around too much. I kind of just leave them there. Like I said, they're beginner friendly, low cost, they're diversified and very easy to trade. Some of the most famous ETFs that you probably have heard of is S&P 500 and the FTSE All World. I've invested in both of those, and I just like them because they're very diversified, and one focuses on, the American market and the other one focuses on the entire world. Okay, I don't know, I'm talking like I am like talking to 5-year-olds. And secondly, I invest in REITs. A guy that I was dating introduced me to REITs, and it was just like a whole new like revelation. But it's basically a great way to get yourself into property without actually buying a house or anything. REITs are real estate investment trusts. They're companies that own income producing properties, and they have high dividends, and it's basically a great way for passive income and diversification as well. I now own little pieces of all major supermarkets around America or around the UK or around the world, or it can also be in healthcare, or it could be care homes or malls. So do your research on what REITs you feel like are best for you. Now, if you've made it this far to the video, I want to say a huge thank you. Make sure you like and you subscribe to my channel. Make sure if you're listening to this on the podcast, make sure you go ahead and follow the podcast and drop any comments you'd like and drop a review. I want to say this is the last point and also the bonus point that has helped me transform my journey when it comes to building financial stability, which is mindset and discipline. You have to learn how to delay the gratification and not allow comparison, lifestyle inflation to dissuade you from your journey. This is something that I wish I had learned earlier. Even though I would say I was very studious and I'd done my due diligence and I was consistent with my desire to learn and build my financial literacy, I also did need to work on the discipline aspects and the consistency. Especially now that I'm investing, it's even more necessary to make sure that I am being content with my lifestyle and content with my choices and the things that I'm doing, and not allowing things to dissuade me. Lifestyle inflation can absolutely basically shoot yourself in the foot. You want to make sure you minimize your lifestyle costs in comparison to how much money you're making. That is what's going to allow you to actually set more aside into your savings and your investments, and doing these things or investing into yourself versus just, increasing your lifestyle as your pay goes up, because you're going to be just in the same place. You'll be on that same hamster wheel. This is how you hack things and allow yourself to be at ease. So don't let the need for instant gratification, the need to flex, the need to consume and consume. I know it's everywhere around us, but it should kind of make you feel cool. You're a contrarian, like everyone's doing this. I'm so chic. I'm not like spending a lot because you're saving. Yeah, romanticize it, please. Please. Next thing is kind of obvious as well, which is stay consistent. Make sure you're staying consistent on your investments and your savings and just the practices you're having, because you're building good habits for yourself and you want to stay consistent in these habits. So you're building a good credit score. Stay consistent in your credit score journey. Even small consistent actions, they end up compounding to new lifestyles. I am an example of that. It only motivates me even more now, because I know if I can get here with the knowledge and the tenacity I had before, only God knows what things are going to look like in 10 years time. And it's about me being 100% consistent on this journey. I'm so passionate about this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm so passionate about this. My final point is your financial identity. I have shifted my financial identity so much. I shifted it from someone who knows nothing about finances to someone who spends a lot of time reading books and consuming content about finances. And now my financial identity has shifted once again to someone who is building financial stability, and therefore my ultimate goal is to build financial freedom. You absolutely need to see yourself as someone who handles money well. It changes how you spend. It changes how you save. You look at things from a different perspective because you now are someone who just is great with finances. I see myself as someone who is able to handle large amounts of money. That's what it needs to shift to now, because that income needs to grow. That's everything. That's everything on my journey to building financial stability. Join me on this journey. Comment your experiences. Let me know if there's anything you would like me to delve into. I'm going to be doing more videos on my journey into building my dream life, which 100% involves my financial journey as well. So it's very important for me to share that. If I'm building from nothing, you absolutely can too. It's about structure, not struggle. I want to say bye. Mwah.